Hey guys, Canman here, and in this video I'm reviewing a 2021 LEGO Spider-Man set. It's 76173, Spider-Man and Ghost Rider vs. Carnage. This set contains 212 pieces and will retail for $20. Let's start off with a look at the minifigures. So first up is the new 2021 Spider-Man minifigure. This figure has a new head print, torso print, and arm printing. However, that Power Blast piece in white is kind of in the way there. You know, that's supposed to represent a web shot. So I'll just go ahead and shoot it off. All you really have to do is just press on the side right there, and that'll go flying. And now you can also see the arm printing a little better. Unfortunately, due to the fact that the red is being printed onto a blue arm, it looks pretty faded and actually appears to be dark red instead of the red of the rest of the minifigure. However, it is still better than getting no arm printing, I guess. Then here's the back of the minifigure. Just some more standard Spider-Man-like printing. Unfortunately, this figure also does not have dual molded legs, or any kind of detailing on the legs whatsoever. Next up is the new Ghost Rider minifigure. This one uses that same head mold that has the flames attached to it, so you cannot take these flames off. They are permanently stuck to the head. And speaking of the head, yikes. I don't know. Personally, I just think that head does not look good whatsoever. I personally just think that design is really bad. Anyways though, this figure does have some pretty good looking torso printing. However, there is no other detailing on the legs or arms of this figure, which is pretty unfortunate. There is a little bit of back torso printing, but of course no back head printing because that's all covered by the flame. And the last figure for this set is Carnage. Sadly, this is the same Carnage minifigure that has been used 2 other times before, so it's not really anything exciting. However, the tentacle-like things coming off of his back are a slightly different build than previous versions. They use this very specialized piece here in red, and then those just attach to some dark red robot arms, which just clip right into that Outrider back attachment. So then you can move these up and down, like so, pretty far forward, and then also quite a way back. Then, like I previously demonstrated, you can also rotate the angle of these tentacles that are inside the robot arm. However, I'm going to go ahead and remove this whole back attachment, so that way you can get a better look at the figure. So here's the regular minifigure. It has some decent detailing on the legs and the torso. There's some nice toe printing. But like I said before, overall, it's nothing really too exciting. There is no arm printing, but it is nice that there is some back head printing. And then the back torso printing isn't too bad either. So I don't really know a ton about cars, or this car specifically, but I believe it is supposed to represent a Dodge Charger. And from what I can tell, it's a very nice and accurate design. Really, the weirdest part of this build is the use of stud shooters for the engine. There's just 3 of them there with translucent orange studs at the end, and you can just fire each one of those off. But there's really a lot of nice tiling going on to make this have a very sleek look. And also, as you can see, it has a very downward angle about it. That's mainly because of these 2 different size tires, quite a larger one in the back and then a smaller in the front. This is also built to be 6 studs wide, but actually has quite a bit of extra with the tires and the fenders. There's a very nice design for the grille on the front there, using some interesting techniques, and also you can see some smaller lights on the underside there. Now, turning around to get a look at the back, you can see the taillights there. And also you can see just how elevated it is at the rear. And then here is that sloping going on for the driver's compartment, as well as a small clear slope there to represent a window looking in. To get the minifigure inside, you can just simply remove this little section here. And then inside you can see there is just a steering wheel in the front there, no other consoles, and then just a small representation of a chair in the back. Now, the figure actually sits very deep down inside of this car. As you can see, only really Ghost Rider's head is sticking out there. But that's what it looks like with a minifigure inside the vehicle. Really not too much else to look at here. Here's a brief look at the underneath of the car. Nothing really too crazy in terms of building techniques going on here. There is some interesting stuff with clips at each end, though, which was more of an unusual technique, I guess. But other than that, like I said, really nothing going on down there. So let me go ahead and show you the spare pieces, and then I'll finish up this review. So here are the spare pieces for the set. As you can see, pretty normal stuff. However, there are actually 3 extra translucent orange studs here, as spare shots for the stud shooters. However, there is something else interesting here. You also get all of these Power Blast type pieces as extras. However, quite a few of them are actually designed to be added to the car build, if you want to make it look more fiery. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a look at that. So here's the upgraded car, and all you need to do is remove these 3 slope pieces. 2 off of the sides, and then 1 off of the back, so you can get that nice fiery exhaust. Then there's just some flames coming out the sides here. They are actually identical, as you can see. And that's just how the instructions tell you to do it. They also show that you can put some fire into the wheels like that, but I really don't think that looks very good. I mean, it would just look something like that. Personally, I don't think it looks great, but that is just another option. So overall, I think this is a really good set. I mean, for once, it's a superhero vehicle that actually makes sense. And it's a really nicely designed vehicle at that. My biggest complaint with this set is the stud shooters on the engine. But other than that, there's really no other faults I have with the build itself. However, the figures are a different story. The Spider-Man minifigure could use some better arm printing. The Ghost Rider minifigure just doesn't look that good. And the Carnage minifigure is kind of boring. But still, I'd rate this set 8 classic smiley faces out of 10. It's just a very great set for the price. What are your thoughts on this set, though? Feel free to share in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.